ready, Sin? Are you ready? It's starting. Oh, can I get you?
Can't be.
Bit of shit up. And there's no stream. Hey! Hey! Oh, 'cause I need a man. And my heart is set on you. Hey, they take the tiny away, smart lads. Do you wanna? Are you ready to go, Sin? Come on, Sin. Hey, Sin, let's go. Stop eating your food.
One more bite.
You can eat it after. You can eat it during draft. Let's get going, Sin. Just switch it with the visual if you want, so people can see shit. I mean, it's like, yeah. I am ready.
I'm not ready.
You're not ready. Cheeky fucker. I do.
Okay, let's go. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dota Major 2 coverage here of Group B. We've got OG versus Unknown. This is Game 2 in the best of 3. Game 1 was taken by the side of OG and the draft so far. So, OG, they did have themselves first pick. They grabbed themselves the Aya, but straight here with the 1-2. Unknown take the Tiny away from them, followed up with the Darkseer. OG comes straight back at them with the Gyro pick. The ban so far, nothing too crazy until that one. So, a bit of a respect ban there on Mr. Hayama's Huskar taken out of the game. And in return, in fact, Unknown actually banning out the Beastmaster. I'm OD Pixel, I'm here with Sind. What are your thoughts and feelings on the draft so far, my Danish buddy?
My Danish buddy. I think Unknown, their response of picking Tiny actually does make pretty good sense because of how good Tiny is right now. I think if you go back 1 year, this would be the desperation play of not giving away out Tiny and you just grab it yourself. But it's actually good in its own right, especially with a Darkseer on the team. I think it's pretty good. The Huskar ban that you pointed out, I like as well. This time OG with the Gyrocopter, it's a really bad carry against Huskar. It's actually one of the worst enemies of the hero. So, all in all, no too big surprises here. Beastmaster ban out from Unknown as well might look a little bit strange, but OG love playing that.
Oh, they do. They love a bit of the Master of Beasts. And anyway, so here we go with the fourth bans. What do we see? We see the Wyvern being banned out by OG. We did, of course, see Unknown play that in the first game, and pretty nicely. I'd say it's never something that you want to go against, especially if you're running something like the Gyro. You want to get yourself straight in with 1-2 physical damage in the late game, and Cold Embrace isn't going to be too fun. And of course, the Winter's Curse. Anytime you're running an IO lineup, the IO is going to have a lot of hate thrown down on him, potentially in those big team fights. And then now with their ban, and it's a bit of a ban respectively, looking back and honouring the game one as well, they take away that Alchemist from Miracle, which we did see, of course, be very effective with its build as well, which is always nice to see because it feels like pretty much most games when there's an Alchemist, it is the Radiance, it is the Manta, it is the standard stuff, and very rarely we see an out kind of go for the build that Miracle did, where it's the more active utility fighting one, and it just complements the Tiny as nicely as it did in Game 1, Sind.
10 seconds remaining.
Yes.
Thanks, Sind. Third pick now. Decided one now. Let's see what they go for here. They've already got a bit of the wombo here. Oh.
Now that is Lion.
Thanks, Sind. Now third pick for the side of top now. Thanks, Sind. I mean, this is why we pay you the big bucks.
Yeah.
Now,
interesting.
Tell me
pick,
what's this going to be, OG? What's OG going to pick here, Sind? Redeem yourself.
Why do I have to redeem myself? I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, we didn't do anything right.
Okay. I don't know. I think OG are a little bit puzzled by this Lion pick and just need a little bit of time to think about what the combination is for Unknown, because there's no logical, great combination here with Lion. You can vacuum into Earth Spike, but that's not a reliable play. So perhaps they're wondering if Unknown are trying to get a specific type of lane set up with this, where they still play the Tiny in the mid lane. And if that's what OG are expecting, they should get a hero that beats Tiny solo mid. Alternatively, they just keep their options open and just grab their secondary support. I'm thinking Disruptor isn't half bad here. I just don't think Fly plays that hero.
What about the Dazzy D?
Dazzle, yeah, he can work. It's a little tricky to play Dazzle against Tiny and Lion, two heroes that have so ridiculous bursts that you can't even get Grave off.
That's true.
But later on in the game, of course, a great solution to dealing with the physical damage output of Tiny.
I mean, surely as well, taking the Tusk at this point could be an option for OG, because they love that hero.
Yeah, I think that's actually the best pick right here. That keeps the options open entirely. Pretty good for... Alright.
Oh, it's Dazzy D!
It's Dazzle instead.
Sin, I think we need to swap seats some.
That's a little bit surprising to me. I don't think it's that good of a
Not
pick
to me,
into
Sin.
this.
I mean, as a expert caster, you know, that's what
Yeah,
I
I
expect
mean-
to do, you know.
Broken Clock is correct twice a day as well, so...
Oh. Thanks.
Yep. Always there for you.
That's alright.
That's all right.
It's alright.
It's all right. I'm there for you. Okay, you're welcome. So yeah, it is the
10
Dazzle.
seconds remaining.
Obvious picks for Unknown right now include Ancient Apparition to block the healing of both Io and Dazzle. Potentially some sort of way of catching Io. I think the Spirit Breaker last game was actually pretty good. But he made a couple of misplays, but the pick itself was good, and he made a couple of very good plays early on as well.
And it's
also
not...
great with Ion
Oh,
Shell.
it's beautiful
I
with
think
Darkseer.
Spirit Breaker is actually a very good pick. He doesn't like playing against Gyro though, but it's great against the two supports.
Let's see if we see a bit more of the action from... I mean, as well... Oh, okay, no, they banned out the slider themselves. I was thinking about that one. Quap is still in the mix here as well.
Yep.
That could be another potential here. Works nicely with the vacuum.
That's a really good pick too. I wouldn't be surprised to see that either. Just so much burst that Dazzle can't really deal with his heal. It's all about... Dazzle lineups love these extended fights with physical damage where Weave gets to build up and you get to use the Shadow Wave a lot of times and just sustain. Sustaining against Vacuum into Sonic Wave is very difficult. You know what? That is also a hero in Dota 2. So let's pick Bounty Hunter for no particular reason.
I mean, what kind of reason would they pick Bounty Hunter?
It's great with Darkseer, so that's the first thing. It's to an extent the same logic as Spirit Breaker. Someone who can gank, someone who can carry the Iron Shell very well and put the pressure early, but it puts them in a different kind of position. Committing into fights with Bounty Hunter is really difficult in the mid game, whereas it's easy with Spirit Breaker. It is another hero that can do a very good job at tracking down and annoying Io early on in the game, though, so I can see it working, and if Unknown are just looking to fight a lot, of course the track comes into play very well.
I mean, this is a little bit scary now, I feel. OG's lineup. I mean, if they start to run at you here, this Bristleback Dazzle Gyro combination, you know, once you get the Weave online, the amount of physical DPS against this lineup of Unknown is not going to be pretty. And this kind of lends yourself now to what kind of lanes this is. So would you imagine this is going to be the safe lane Bristle? No, sorry, it was safe lane Gyro and then the Eye hanging around with Bristle in the mid lane? Or do you think this could still be a Moon Bristleback?
I think No-Tail exclusively plays this hero for the team, which is interesting for
Yeah,
me
the
because then
Miracle
it's a
Gyro,
mid
yeah.
Gyrocopter miracle. Looking at the draft, that's what we were talking about. If it's a solo mid Tiny, I think Gyro has a pretty good matchup there. But there's no guarantee that is what OG are doing. And the question is what Unknown are expecting. They have to just go by some sort of expectation here. I would say the most likely thing is that Io and Briss are in the same lane, but beyond that, it could be a lot of things. It could also be... It could technically be that Moon Bristleback that I don't think we've seen. And if they're expecting that one, they would be scared of a mid laner, but they did ban Breaker, so probably expect Moon's hero to be last. Not a bad Shaker game again, actually.
This final pick here for Unknown. So if we are imagining the Tiny to be in the mid lane, still looking for that position one. Okay, they'll pick the Wind Ranger. So I think, is it that now opting for the fact that they're trying to avoid that mid lane matchup and they want to put Tiny in the safe lane?
Possibly, yes. I'm not quite sure about the way Unknown ended this draft. I actually really liked the way the first three picks played together, and now I feel like they've taken it in a different direction that doesn't really counter the heroes of OG that well. So I'm a little bit uncertain about what exactly they're trying to accomplish with this Wind Ranger. It is a good hero against Bristleback in the sense that he has a hard time catching up, and you can try to kite and get shackle shots, etc., but... Wow.
That's the test that we talked
Fifth
about earlier.
pick. Tusk.
Yeah. They're going to be happy that they got
What a
that
game.
through at that point of the draft. That is something that we don't see every day in drafts.
It's for Moon. Oh, this time.
Okay. I mean, as you said when we were talking about it being picked up earlier, It's one of those heroes that's very versatile, especially for a team like OG who can comfortably play it in those different positions. But these are some signature heroes here for the side of OG.
How does Gyro mid versus Wind Ranger work out? I would imagine that's a win for Wind Ranger by not a stomp, but a pretty convincing win. So maybe OG considered just running IO Bristle mid for that reason and just put their Gyro safe lane, who does perfectly fine against the Darkseer on his own. Gets a little tricky with a Bounty Hunter in the mix, but they can't tower dive with a Bounty Hunter. You just die to Rocket Barrage almost instantly. We'll see. Yeah, looks like that is the plan, at least for now, with their lane movements and of course their starting items. This is definitely a safe lane. Miracle Gyro, and then question is if he just gets help from Dazzle, in which case he can easily stay dueling.
Okay, well, let's see, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into Game 2 between Unknown and OG. It's 1-0 at the moment to the side of OG, as they struggled in the early game of Game 1, but they were able to come back and hit very hard against the side of Unknown. Let's see if Unknown can bring it back here in Game 2, or if OG will continue their ride back up into a position where they can fight for an upper bracket placement in the main event. But draft-wise, I know you weren't maybe a huge fan of the Wind Ranger. You feel that draft is more solid for OG here?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a little bit of a broken draft in your eyes from Unknown?
I just don't feel the synergy that well with their last two picks. Like, some of it is cute. Darkseer and Bounty Hunter together can be really cool, but I don't know if this is the type of game that it makes sense in with what they're up against. It has to work out very well early, in my opinion. Elspirit Breaker would just be a more solid pick for a lot of aspects in this game. In addition to that, the Wind Ranger that we talked about, I feel doesn't necessarily fit in that well either. But we're going to see if they can make it work. Personally, I think the hero we were talking about, Queen of Pain, would have been great the whole way through, also as the final pick for them. I'm not sure if it was banned. I don't think it was.
No, so Z-Talk just trying to give a bit of action here to fly and crit.
They started with 4 sentries, no dust.
So they're going to be prepared in this mid lane. And so this matchup that has ended up being this Tiny versus the Bristle IO, it can't be fun for the Tiny.
He is screwed. You can't play this lane, actually. They're going to have to help him, but what help do they have? Bounty Hunter support, line support. Both are pretty shit level 1, so what do you... I'm very surprised they ended up putting this Tiny mid instead of the Wind Ranger. Now the pick makes even less sense to me, because that was what we were thinking it was meant to accomplish, at least giving them solid lanes, but this is not going to be a good time.
I mean, is it the fact that they've got this Wind Ranger and Lion in the bottom lane, is that going to be enough for them to dominate the Tusk, or do you feel the Tusk is still going to be fine? And on top lane, Miracle moving in onto Z-Talk. They have dropped a sentry here, choosing the flat cannon here to try and push him back, but the Iron Shell causing a few issues here for Miracle. Yeah, this bottom lane, I mean, do you feel Moon's still going to be fine down here, or is he in any danger against these two heroes?
When Lion hits level 2, well, I actually did, but he hasn't skilled yet. If they get a good combination of, like, perfect...
On mid lane. You said that Tiny wasn't going to have a good time, Sind, and
yeah, that's
pretty much the definition of it. First blood there to the side. That'll be a stun from Axel, but it really doesn't matter as No Tail walks it off. And I mean, do they need to switch the lanes around here? Is there just no other way that Tiny can come back in the mid?
Unless they need some sort of double roam with Lion and Bounty Hunter just being off the map and coming in to surprise them, but even then, it's actually difficult to... I think if they try lane mid with Bounty, Tiny, Lion, they still lose this lane. So they're going to have to be a little bit more creative. I personally think the lane swap is the better option, but it might be too late already, as Attune is only level 2, closing on level 3, and if Moon solo kills him now too, this is an absolute disaster for Unknown. Moon does have boots, chooses not to pursue.
He's got a shot in 2 seconds.
He's going to try it now. There they go!
Oh, jeez. 11 HP there for the man. Meanwhile, mid lane.
Tiny died again.
Yep.
Lion rotated down to try to help Wind Ranger.
Died again.
This early game is looking really grim for Unknown, and I know it's 2.5 minutes in, and this is so early to call something like this, but I'm just trying to figure out the game plan of how this is going to progress into a good mid game for them. Lion isn't finding levels as a support. Well, he's 2.5. I guess it's not all that bad, but he's been rotating between mid and now at bottom, and kind of was needed mid again, so he's not really accomplishing anything. The Bounty Hunter, is level 3, at least, leeching quite a bit here from mid lane with Tiny being dead, so maybe they can get some early tracks going. It's still... It's difficult for Unknown.
Oh, we'll see XL. Just trying to hold Moon back there. But Moon, as you said, having a good start already. Level 4 in this Tusk. He's got killing potential if anyone overextends on the bottom. Wrap around here towards the mid. Coming in from Z-Top. And there's not a lot he can do. They do have control of this there, so their own sentry is down. So he can close in, but with the IO there, very hard for him to try and get a kill. He can look to just cancel the clarity there on crit. That's all he can do really at the moment on this bounty. Bottom lane Axel, just doing his best to keep Moon right back there.
Oh, wait, what? The offlane Darkseer went for bottle. I can't remember the last time I've seen this.
Alright.
If Greedy doesn't get runes, this build is pretty weak, because there are a lot of heroes in the offlane that can actually benefit from a bottle.
Hey,
but...
Z-Top, he finds himself a DD, and Crit tried to come in for the rune himself.
Very nice.
So Z-Top finding the first kill there for the side of Unknown. And he could have hoped for a luckier rune really there.
Darkseer did get the rune though. He got the other rune. He got a bounty. Yeah. So he's going to do stick as well as bottle. This is so unusual for me. I think both of these items are actually not picked up that frequently on Darkseer. One of the few heroes in the game that I feel like quite frequently skips the stick, whereas most other cores do grab it. And the reason I'm not that big a fan of the bottle is it's a great item on a lot of offlaners, but when it comes to Darkseer, you want to keep this consistent, just spamming out these ion shells, and the Soul Ring is just better for it.
He dove there for the tiny kill, ends up losing his life in return, and Crit looks like he's going to be fine. Tethers across. You do have the Bounty Hunter coming in.
Nice. Too late.
He's got a level 2 Shuriken. Yeah, the bottle charges. Okay, so Crit's going to be fine. He would have loved to try and go for that crit. Yeah. Ooh, crit! Oh, hello! Hey!
He was not expecting that play. That's one of those situations where you're sitting afterwards as the Ion, you're like, I can't believe he even thought I would be that stupid and actually tried that. But the surprise effect should not be underestimated. Good play here from Z-Talk getting in there and finding that kill. That's arcane boots for him.
And he's reaching up to level 5, so it's going to be a decent timing on level 6 at this progress here. So Track isn't going to be coming online too late if he keeps up this kind of play. And he's looking for Fly now with the Iron Shell. Fly could be in a bit of trouble here. There'll be some double Iron Shell action coming in as Greedy, looking to close the gap, and Fly, he can't even get the Grave off.
He was mid-animation, and then he got hit by the Shuriken toss here, so got cancelled. Another great play here from the Bounty Hunter. All of a sudden, seems like... So I was really nervous about Unknown's early game and how it was going to pan out, but with these couple of successful rotations from the Bounty, he's level 5.5 minutes 6, which is really, really early for a support Bounty Hunter. If they make it work, that's... Should not be underestimated. Close to level 6, as we said, getting a double camp here together with the Darkseer. He's actually out-leveling his offlaner as a position 4 Bounty. Oh, no till.
Oh, they might both be in a bit of trouble here. Sentry's been dropped.
Greedy's very
Greedy's in a lot of trouble. 4 heroes closing in. They'll find the Darkseer. Z-Top was able to kind of make his way around the opposite direction. Balls are... Well, one of them did connect, so they know he's about that. He'll be fine walking it off here. But yeah, as you said, this bounty, it's really going to be down to what he can achieve across the map there. With those tracks,
I feel like he has the entirety of the game on his shoulders right now. Because the Lion, once again, hasn't been able to do much yet, and he's almost level 5. It's looking better for Unknown than I thought it would. The Wind Ranger also has great farm, of course, to be expected from the safe lane position she's in.
Oh, fantastic farm, yeah, 44 CS.
And now that she's transitioning into jungling a little bit here with Power Shot, Lion can take the lane. He's probably going to regret that. Yep, he most definitely regrets that. Moon with the level 6.
Yeah, Crit Moon would say that one.
And that's the trade-off, right? That's why we're looking at Lion and we're like, wow, Lion has pretty good levels. He's been dual laning with Wind Ranger. She's level 5, and the offlane Tuskar is almost level 7. So Moon has just been getting way more out of this lane in terms of experience for himself. The farm is still pretty good for Unknown.
Of course, talking about the Darkseer on the top lane, as you said, a little bit of interesting choice in terms of the laning items. Do you imagine we are going to see him just go for the standard mech, though, here? Oh, as he gets chased down.
All this damage that Gyrocopter can output on him.
Lion.
Fall down.
Lion. That was not the TP he was looking for. But they might find Miracle here. Z-Top saying he's got the track. There is backup as well. Flies there, though. They can get this track kill. I mean, here we go. Surge forward, and with the Iron Shell, looking for Miracle. Fly. Has he not got a grave? Oh, he just a little bit hesitant on that one. Doesn't get a grave up there. Will find Z-Tok in return. But now here comes Hayama, turning up on the Tiny. He's found himself another one, and now he's looking for Moon. Surged up with the shell as well. Looking for the body block, and he's going to find it. Look at this Tiny go to work. The shards come out, but there's the toss back. Double kill for Tiny. And another trade that Unknown are going to be pretty damn happy with on that top lane.
Yeah. The Lion TP looked questionable, and I still think he kind of regretted the way he did it, but if nothing else, it accomplished what it needed to do in baiting in the OG team. They do lose their middle tier 1 though, do Unknown, so first tower of the game claimed by OG. And for me right now, it's all about how this Windrunner transitions into the game. She's got so much farm compared to other heroes right now that she has the potential to get really, really strong. Bristle's still ahead because of the 3 kills in terms of raw net worth, but she gets...
They want to try and go with this. They have got the bounty hunter here as well, but they realise the Io's about. It's a very hard kill. In fact, they want to try and maybe go for the Io. Now that Io's moved in, they'll get the Hex out onto the Bristleback. They should toss, and that's going to kill Crit. So Crit's now down. They're still moving in. There's the Avalanche to control the Bristle here. They take away the mana as well. I don't know if they can find this a bit while Moon's turned up as well, so they certainly can't. So they'll be happy with the Io kill. They'll play it safe. Oh, now there's a snowball forward. It is going to find Z-Tok, and they've got Dust as well. Axel's there. Can he help him? That's the question. Looks like they will lose the bounty, and they do. Can they try and fight for it? There's a weave dropping down. There's the armor ticking away here from Tiny. He'd love to find No-Tail, but the Shallow Grave's there. So they'll lose No-Tail here as well. And this time OG with a favorable trade, taking 2 off the back of just losing the IO. So they will be happy with that one. And a bit of space created for Miracle up top. And okay, Tusk. And just killing Lion.
Okay.
The money.
That's a trade.
Pain, ugly.
I was about to say, when is Windranger going to get involved in this game? This is her first, her first participation in a kill with 9 kills on the side of the Radiant, and with this track, they should be looking to fight a lot more and get her involved.
If they can get Miracle here, and Miracle's on his own, but he has got a sentry down. He's just going to try and turn and fight. There's a surge onto Z-Tok to buy him time to get away from the Rocket Barrage. It looks like he's not going to go back in. Is the urn going to be enough?
He has wand. He's okay. Okay. Close call.
It is a very close call.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Respect to Z-Tok for not trying to dive that down.
Yeah.
I think he might have been able to do it.
Would it have been worth it?
He would have made it, exactly, he would have made it a trade. And in that case, the kill would have gone to himself with the urn, so he wouldn't get experience.
Tiny.
I don't know. Yeah,
there's
he is
relocate,
screwed.
bringing in the Bristle back, and there we have it. That's pretty much the power here of the Bristle IO combination, especially when it's set up with a weave from Fly.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They're going to be brought back towards the mid. Let's just crit on his own. Atten can't really get himself in position to do anything about it. It's just trying to get the push on mid. He's halfway through attacking him, so it's going to be a reasonable timing here on the Wind Ranger. Bottom lane, No-Tail, just looking to take the tier 1, and it looks like he should be able to get it here, Unknown. I'm not really going to look to do anything to try and stop this push, as it is getting to the point, obviously, with the Vanguard, 2.3k gold as well, where it's going to be very hard to kill this Bristle, especially when he's backed up by an IO and a Dazzle.
It's
Z-Tok.
a little bit difficult here, looks like.
There is a sentry down, and Z-Tok's walked straight into it here. They'll look to try and burst him. The Shackle, my goodness, look at that range. And Z-Tok's going to be surged. He gets himself out of it here. They've got the stun, but they're focus firing the back of this man. The finger as well. He just doesn't care. You do not finger a Bristleback in the backside, because he's just going to turn around. He's going to be a bit pissed off. Just chase down the Wind Ranger. He'll turn back towards Z-Tok. Z-Tok's in the cam. He goes down there. Dominating streak now for No-Tail, and they're not done. They're going to set this up with a snowball, and they're looking for the Tiny. In comes the Bristle, starts to lay down the Kula with the toss back, and now he's looking for the TP out. Will be able to make it. Greedy's coming, but he searches himself out. No-Tail continue to chase. We'll get the slows out here, and Greedy could be in trouble. He'll have a surge getting for the Shackle, very nicely done across the tree line, thanks to the track vision. Will hold No-Tail back.
I think Unknown need to stop trying to go on No-Tail. They need to try to wrap around a lot more with either getting a Blink Dagger on the Tiny so that they can initiate from different angles, or Counter has to come in from the side. It was a really great Shackle shot there from the Wind Ranger to buy him time to survive, but we still haven't seen them getting really in on the back line and getting rid of that. They can't. There's no way they kill the Bristleback. It's wasted damage, wasted cooldowns every single time. He has an IO and a Dazzle on backup. He won't die. Now he even has a Crimson Guard. It's just out of the question. No-Tail's doing a really good job always turning the back on them when they're using key abilities like the Tiny combination and of course the Finger of Death. They need to stop trying for it. And if you're OG in this situation, you're just happy to run no-tail in every time and just soak as much as possible.
Yeah, this no-tail, he's getting out of hand for sure. What's going on in the jungle here on the dire side? Someone is looking at someone, and it is Zetok just eyeing at Miracle. That's all it's going to be at the moment. Really can't do too much in terms of going for this.
This is a nice Roshan play by OG, by the way. They're going in there with 4 heroes. Zetok will probably tell his team, don't worry guys, I just saw... He'll say, okay, Gyro's here. Makes this kill a lot less likely for them. But it's so easy for OG to do this.
Yeah.
Viscous Nasal Goo. Do they have a medallion? They do. Actually not. So this is taking a little bit longer than it might need to.
And Illusion will spot it out.
It's theirs.
But yeah, no way that Unknown can get themselves near enough in time. That's the Roshan down. Aegis now onto the Miracle Gyrocopter. And looks like as well, Unknown weren't able to find the successful push onto the tier 1 as that still stands. And OG will be there to defend it. This game's certainly getting a little harder for the side of Unknown. OG finding that footing that they found in game 1 after the earlier stages, and we saw how well they were able to use that to carry it through to the later portions and keep themselves ahead. But maybe once we see the Aghanims come out of the Wind Ranger and we see her potentially picking off maybe some of the supports just straight off at the start of the fight, it's going to be pretty huge. But it looks like we're going to see a smoke up, in fact, from some of the heroes on the side of OG as they head towards the top lane.
This is what the Crimson Guard is really good for, though. It's an excellent counter to Wind Ranger's Focus Fire. Even the supports will probably stay alive through it. With this Aghanim Scepter, you look at Wind Ranger's damage right now, it's about 100 per attack.
Oh, Tiny, he did not want to walk into this one. There's the punch setup. He's going to look for the TP out. It's a smart move. Is it going to be smart enough? Yes, it is. Nicely done. So smart.
On mid lane, Miracle.
He is on his own, but he has got this Aegis. Shackle. Not going to latch there. Miracle's just moving in on this as well. Okay. Miracle. Not feeling any fear at the moment. Knows that he's got backup. I think Unknown realised they don't really want to try and initiate anything onto this Gyro. Just respecting his aggression. As there are people in the wings for the side of OG. And maybe even looking for the wraparound here onto Tiny. And no-tail, he's just going to run straight for it. Toss is gone. And here we go, moving in to the Tiny, and Tiny just begins to melt. And this Tiny, I don't think he's got a hope in hell here. No-tail just rips through him there with the physical damage and the minus armor. And that's pretty scary. Pretty scary to lose a Tiny that quickly.
Oh, moving in the mid. Going in.
Yeah, and with the relocate, bringing a Miracle as well. Atun, he's not going to be out of this one. 2 down at the moment on the side. Tracks are going out. The Shuriken was there as well, but OG and pop the mech. And they'll look to continue to push here, still with that Aegis intact. This is certainly becoming a game where Unknown are suddenly finding themselves fighting from behind here, really.
Radiant's middle tower.
And so it connects onto 2 as well. They've got the cooldown onto Axel, so he's down. Oh, no, okay, he gets himself out of the second one. All right. He's fine. He's fine.
I'm still waiting to see something that justifies this Lion third pick. Why they went for it at that point in time. He's got 1 assist. Since he got Finger of Death, they haven't found a single kill with it. And I'm just not feeling it right now. Yeah, what are they going to do about him?
No-tail is just so far.
He can't die in BKB against this team. Even a Wind Ranger with Focus Fire with Ag, she's level 9. It's not happening.
They want to try and fight top by the looks of it, Unknown. They have got this blink on Tiny, but OG are there. The Shackle isn't going to latch onto Miracle now. The snowball initiation is OG trying to go in. It's a very deep snowball. Isn't going to latch onto anyone. The Avalanche doesn't connect. And now the Weaver's going to give it. They know that Zetok's there. There's the dust out. Bounty's down. Shackle this time will latch. But where's your follow-up? It's just not there at the moment from Unknown. They just can't jump straight into this side of OG. They need to either find the solo pickoffs or wait for OG to overextend. And I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon here, off the back of the way that OG have been playing so far this tournament.
Yeah, they're in a very comfortable position here. Once again, it's just all about this Bristleback. The really nice thing about this pick that I feel like is forgotten is how good he is at sieging the base. He has great physical damage. He's very difficult, very risky to initiate on. And with a BKB on him, I don't know. How are Unknown going to be able to stop OG from just taking every single tower that they want, even the tier 3s? It's hard to see right now.
I think as we keep saying it, the Bristle IO lane was fantastic for them. They did great against the Tiny, and just after that, it's been successful fight after successful fight that the Bristle's been involved in. No Tail's well out of control at this point, and I'll be honest, I'll be super surprised if we see him dying again this game. It's getting to that point where he's hitting at 18 minutes in as well. Just the amount of farm he's got. Miracle playing aggressive, but he's still got the Aegis. He's cool.
Are they even going to take these Ancients?
Yeah, looks like they are. More money into the bank and notes out.
And there's no real trade-off here. They just keep split pushing the best they can with the Darkseer and Tiny, but it doesn't really phase OG too much. They have the relocate threat on their side constantly. They have, I think both No-Tail and, to an extent, Gyro not really scared of getting killed off. Gyro still with the Aegis in his inventory. Could just go and pretty much do what they want. They're just expanding their gold lead with every single minute, it seems. This is when that, once again, we've said a lot of times, the bounty hunter has to find these track kills. And I need to see something out of this Lion for Unknown. Still hasn't been a single combination with the Avalanche toss into Finger on a key target. Windranger.
Did he just drop his... Yeah, he did. I think he just dropped his eye and picked it up. So, Miracle was aware that he was wandering by. He was like, hang on. Classic Unknown play, that.
Just needs a couple Blink Daggers on Queen of Pain and we're good to go.
I'm gonna see. They'll see that Moon is here. I mean, what's the Tiny gonna go? He's gonna see the Courier. He's not gonna. He won't go for that.
You can go for it on the way back if you want.
He could go for the Tusk. I'm wondering if they're gonna go for Moon here. The pings are coming out. Bounty Hunter's keeping tabs on this Tusk. This could be a potential pickoff if they get the blink in. Tiny. Is Tiny there? Tiny?
Dire's top tower is
Okay. No, he's not gonna go for that. He's looking for something, Tiny, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Sin. I don't think he found it. He didn't find it.
He should be looking for farm.
Mate, he's got a blink, he's fine.
Yeah, the issue is... So the really strange thing about how Unknown are playing this game is that they aren't doing the same thing. Like, if they want to farm, that's fine, but then the team needs to play farm style. If they want to gank, that's also fine, but then they need to make the plays that work accordingly, and it just seems like they're running around aimlessly on the map, just looking for anything, but not really as a unit. I haven't seen them really using smokes very well. Seems very, very uncoordinated for me right now. Tiny cutting the wave top.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Quick cut and a TP back. Top lane the rest of his team. Looking for the tier 1 here. At the same time, they're going to lose a tier 2 on the bot. There's a Basher on its way out to No Tail. So we've already said how hard he is to kill. Now it's going to be very easy for him to get kills, especially with the Vlads as well. And more Tiny just going straight in. The shots won't block him, but the snowball will connect. But it's quite a deep snowball from Moon here. And now he's going to not be able to find the pickoff onto Tiny. No Tail just ready to go. I'm actually popping the BKB pretty prematurely here.
Yeah, that's very surprising that he uses BKB for that, but... Yeah, that might stop their push. Now they don't have that BKB. They obviously don't have the Aegis anymore. A little bit of a waste there from No-Tail, who, in my opinion, shouldn't be using... I get the idea of what he's trying to do, just to pop BKB, run in at them, and start hitting people, but he used it with only Windranger in range, and of course he won't bash first, you can just Windrun and get away from there. So a little bit of a waste, and he should not be scared of dying. Like, there is no way they kill him right now.
We'll go smoke up time from Unknown. See if they can catch anyone here on the retreat from OG. They might find... No-Tail is on his own here. If they can get No-Tail, he hasn't got that BKB because he did just use it. But I don't know if they can close this gap. And I don't think they can. So, I mean, a little unfortunate for Unknown. If they could have found No-Tail on his own without the BKB charge, maybe it would have still been a very hard kill. But it could have been a pretty big one, and they could have had a chance of finding it.
I still think if OG are fast on the reaction, even when he gets caught there, they can...
There's time.
There's relocate.
Yeah.
And they can relocate in the Dazzle for a Grave, or they can relocate in Moon for a Snowball, or they can relocate the Gyro in, and then even if No-Tail dies, he does a lot of damage with his spec turned, and they get a call down and clean up a couple. So, once again, for Unknown, I just think you have to play with the mentality right now that Bristle is out of your reach. The harder you try to kill him, the more you waste your time and the more heroes you lose. You have to look for the other pickoffs, or you have to push a lot more. And Midas on Tiny, he bought it, then he sold it, then he bought it and sold
and
it.
then he bought it and he sold it. He's done that 3 times now.
Yep.
He's
It doesn't really work if you don't equip it.
maybe someone should tell him. He's opted to not commit
this
to
is
it.
a point booster. Yeah. There we go. Working on the eggs.
All right. Okay. Maybe he's just doing it to annoy his team. He bought it and they're like, no, stop. He's like, I'm just kidding. No, you're doing it again. He said,
Trolled.
sticking with the axe. But at this point, OG, now head into the pit. Take the Roche. Tiny. He's trying his best here against this tier 1, but I don't think OG are going to let that fly. As Dazzle moves in. And this is going to be another Roche here for the side of OG. Second one of the game. BKB being closed in for Miracle on top of the SMY. This Roche goal will put him very close to it as well. Moon trying to blink for a bit of action there mid.
BKB ready for Miracle and 200 gold with Aegis. I think they're going to try high ground again then. And this time Unknown need to be very, very good at their response. They still don't have a Blink Dagger on the Darkseer, which would allow them to set up for a really great combination play with Tiny. Oh wait, they do. What am I talking about? They do have the Blink. So that's the one big hope I'm seeing for Unknown. It's the Darkseer now. On high ground, when you have multiple tracks out, very easy to see the movement and the positions of enemy heroes. And if you find the right opening for a Blink back wall, be very powerful.
And Blink Wind Ranger as well, so something else to help them with this positioning. Trying to catch out the heroes on the side of OG. Looking for a bit of a push top. The pings come out, so OG, they are going to want to try and fight this. The sigil's there. Getting them the vision hit. And Tiny, yeah, he's just going to have to back it up. He's getting close to the Agnims. 800 gold or so to go, and he will have it. They still need a fair bit more if they want to kind of go toe-to-toe. I mean, let's have a look at the graph. It can't be pretty. And it's not. 12k at the moment for the side of OG, and it's the same in terms of XPs as well. And Greedy, yeah, he's probably going to want to surge himself out of this one. Blinks out straight away. As OG, they continue to close in. And this Darkseer needs to TP out of this, and he certainly will. Gets himself straight away. As Flo was coming in, and the fact that the Tusk Mr. Moon was around the corner as well. Yes, Moon now, just saving up for that 1800. So that he needs for the Guardian Greaves, which he's very, very close to as well. So he'll have that pretty shortly, maybe even for the next fight, at kind of the rate that the fights have been kicked off at this point. Looks like Miracle's very much ready to go up to the high ground on the bottom lane. He's starting to move forward. The rest of the team closing in as well. No tail. Clearing out the mids, trying to get the pressure in elsewhere. You still got 2 heroes trying to take down the tier 2 on the top lane for the side of Unknown, but they'll almost certainly have to come back and defend, because I don't think OG are going to hold anything back as they go up to the high ground here.
Yep, they use their glyph, and Attune doesn't have time to stay. He's got to go back to Fountain, get his mana up very quickly, and actually this split push play from him costs enough time that the tower will be gone when he arrives to try and defend it.
There we go, tier 3 down. Trying to take some of the mana away. But Miracle just moves forward with the flat cannon. Focus fire coming up, but it's not doing a lot. And by a lot, I mean pretty much nothing. Just with the axe.
Here
No
comes
damage
Darkseer.
on him.
He's not going in.
And he's got to be... Okay, there's your wall dropped. But there's not really much of a combo. Now Miracle's just moving forward with the Rocket Barrage. There's a snowball onto Greedy. The Darkseer gets punched up into the skyline. He's down. It's a nice stun, but not really nice enough to capitalize. And the finger comes out. Doesn't really matter though. The shackle shot's there, but no tail. Can they? Where's the damage? Oh, the toss back. That'll do it. But BK's pop. No tail continues to walk it off. Now he just turns to fight. There's the snowball there from Moon. They're falling incredibly low as the quill spray stacks build up. Tell he's not going to dive the fountain today. But he'll play it cool. Goes back to the racks. Looks to stick to the objectives, and we're just seeing Unknown having a real struggle trying to stop OG at this point.
Again, they look uncoordinated. They're going in for a mediocre back wall on 2 heroes there. There's no follow-up from Lion, no follow-up from Tiny. That fight only ends one way. Vac wall isn't good enough in this kind of situation if you don't have the damage output.
Oh, it's a nice Vac, but again, where's this follow-up? There's a power shot, focus fire into Miracle, but he gets shallow graved up. He does, of course, still have the Aegis. Tiny's kind of on the wrong side of the fight here. He's heading back behind OG. He's maybe looking to try and sandwich them in, but he's not going to do a lot. And meanwhile, mid lane, Greedy's jumped in, and Greedy's jumped into his death. That's the Darkseer down for 65 seconds. Jackal, again, does latch. Still Tiny, just hanging around on the back. When's he going to come in? I don't know if he's ever going to come in. And Tiny, well, he's cutting the creeps, but now he might be cutting himself because he's dead. Tiny's down. OG turn up, they deal with that one. And they've still got a little bit of a creep wave to move in if they want to try and push for more on the mid lane. 2 heroes down, either with buyback available on Unknown. And it's not looking great for Unknown at this position. OG are looking to be in a very comfortable one to try and take this game and take the series 2-0 at this point. And there's an Abyssal on No-Tail.
Moon goes in, and Lion
goes down. And that's OG looking very strong. They looked at in game 1 towards the end, and in game 2 from the start, the fact that No-Tail just has been playing as well as he has, it's been pretty impressive. I said earlier we wouldn't see him die again, and we haven't yet.
It's not even been close.
No.
They even tossed him into Fountain, and he dropped to half health. They could be looking to turn right now. It's a 5-on-4 situation. Girls have played safe. Rod of 8 toes on Dazzle. This has got to be like very high win rate. How often do you see that item purchased? Probably only when you're owning. It's a nice item against Tiny though. It helps kiting him very well. At this point, I feel like Fly could buy any item he wants, and you know they've almost got 1,000 gold per minute lead.
Oh, Tiny! Oh, Tiny! That's another one down. OG just continuing the stomp train. And there's Unknown. Of course, if they drop this game, they'll be going down to the lower bracket here in the main event. And, well, with that movement from... Okay, it's a nice back wall onto 2. But I don't know if it's enough to turn. There's the snowball onto Greedy. They find Lion. They'll find the Darkseer as well. Miracle's dominating. We've been talking about No-Tail's performance, but Miracle as well. And GG's called. GG Maitre comes out from the Darkseer. And that is that. 2-0 for the side of OG. It's probably what a lot of people expected from this series, and they certainly got that. As Unknown, they just, as you said from the start in this game, Sin, the draft maybe wasn't there, and I think that was kind of, it was apparent in the game as well. It just never really worked, the lineup.
I think if you told me this was a best-of-3 series and you said, guess which game this is, I would have told you, I don't know which game it is, but Unknown lost the last game.